When Elena Harper bought an old brass lamp at an estate sale, she thought it was just a beautiful antique. That night, she made a careless wish. The next morning, it came true. By the second wish, she was terrified. By the time she tried to get rid of the lamp, she discovered something even worse. She had owned it before, and whatever happened last time was so terrible. She had wished to forget it. The magic lamp. Elena found the lamp on the last table at a crowded estate sale. It was heavy, old, and scratched around the handle, as if someone had gripped it too tightly for years. The woman running the sale noticed her staring at it and gave a strange smile. "Funny thing," she said. "Nobody keeps that one for long." Elena laughed, paid cash, and brought it home anyway. That night, she placed the lamp on a shelf near her couch. Her landlord had spent the entire week texting her about late paperwork, inspections, and rent reminders. Annoyed, Elena looked at the lamp and muttered, "I wish he would just leave me alone for once." She said it as a joke. Then she went to bed. At 7:12 the next morning, Elena woke to sirens outside her apartment. Her landlord had been taken away in an ambulance after falling down the front steps before sunrise. He was alive, but he would be in the hospital for weeks. Elena stood at her window, staring at the flashing lights. Then she slowly turned and looked at the brass lamp on her shelf. She told herself it was a coincidence. It had to be. But that night, the woman upstairs started blasting music again, shaking Elena's ceiling like she did almost every weekend. Elena buried her face in a pillow and whispered, "I just want some peace." The music stopped in the middle of the song. Not faded. Stopped. Completely. The next morning, the apartment above hers was sealed off with yellow tape. A neighbor told her the tenant had been taken away after a violent breakdown during the night. No one knew exactly what happened. Elena didn't ask another question. She went back inside, locked the door, and stared at the lamp until sunrise. By the third day, Elena stopped touching the lamp. She wrapped it in a towel and pushed it into a kitchen cabinet. But that night, she woke at 2:14 a.m. to a soft, scraping sound in the living room. When she opened her bedroom door, the lamp was back on the shelf, unwrapped. Exactly where she had first placed it. Elena searched online for the estate company and found an archived auction listing from 3 years earlier. The photo made her stomach drop. The same brass lamp, the same dent near the base. The listing had only one note attached to it. Returned by previous buyer after 24 hours. No explanation given. She didn't sleep after that. The next morning, she took the lamp, got into her car, and drove across town to a small pawn shop she had passed 100 times but never entered. She only wanted one thing: to get rid of it before she said anything else she could never take back. The pawn shop owner looked at the lamp and immediately went pale. "Where did you get this?" "An estate sale," Elena said. "This week." He kept staring at the lamp. Then he looked at her. "That's impossible," Elena frowned. "What do you mean?" The man walked behind the counter and pulled out an old folder. It was a printed security photo. A woman stood at the counter holding the same brass lamp. Same hair, same face, same coat Elena was wearing now. The date in the corner was from 3 years earlier. Elena gripped the counter to stay standing. "That's me," the owner nodded slowly. "Yes, and you were terrified." The owner opened the folder and slid another page toward her. It was a handwritten sales receipt. At the bottom, under customer notes, one line had been written in a shaky hand. "If she brings this back, do not return it." Elena stared at it. "Who wrote that?" The owner answered quietly. "You did." Elena could barely breathe. "What happened?" The owner looked at her for a long moment. Then he said, "You came in shaking. You said the lamp had already granted what you asked for. You said you had made one final wish." Elena's voice dropped to a whisper. "What did I wish for?" The pawnshop owner held her gaze. To forget. Lena stood frozen. The room felt suddenly too small, too quiet. She looked back at the security photo again. Same lamp, same face, same fear in her eyes. And if she had wished to forget the last time she owned it, then there was only one question left. What had the lamp made happen that was so terrible she chose to erase it from her own mind? Elena left the pawnshop without the lamp. At least, that's what she believed. That night, when she got home, a brass glow was waiting for her in the dark apartment. The lamp was back on the shelf, and beside it was a blank piece of paper. As she stepped closer, words slowly began to appear. "Welcome back.